The art of silent influence. Okay, let's ditch the textbook and talk about relationships like we're grabbing coffee with a friend. This ain't about fancy theories, but real-life stuff. How to know your worth, set some boundaries, and build connections that actually mean something. We're going to dive into some old-school Stoic wisdom. Don't worry, it's not as stuffy as it sounds. And see how it applies to today's crazy world of dating, friendships, and even family drama. Can you really show how awesome you are without even saying a word? Stoics totally thought so. So buckle up because we're about to get real about respect, self-worth, and building a life that makes you feel genuinely good, inside and out. Dignity. It's all about how you carry yourself. Ever wonder how some people just seem to command respect without even trying? It's not about money, looks, or a booming voice. It's about dignity, baby. Forget the image of some uptight, super serious Stoic dude. Stoicism isn't about hiding your feelings or pretending to be a robot. It's about knowing yourself, knowing what you stand for, and acting in a way that reflects that. Dignity is like that quiet confidence that screams, I know who I am, and I'm good with it. Think about it. You're people watching at a coffee shop. There's this one person who's clearly trying way too hard to impress their date. They're loud, flashy, name-dropping like it's their job. Then there's the other person, totally chill, being themselves, actually listening to what their date is saying. Who do you think leaves a better impression? The real one, every time. That's dignity. Stoics were all about living with integrity, respecting themselves, and sticking to their values. In today's world, that means being you. Own your passions, rock your quirks, and don't try to be someone you're not. Oh, and treat yourself like you matter. How you treat yourself sets the stage for how others will treat you. If you value your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being, others will follow suit. It's not just about saying you're worth it, it's about showing it. Think about how you handle tough situations. When life throws a curveball, do you crumble under the pressure, or do you hold your ground and deal with it? We're all human. We all mess up. But it's how you handle those screw-ups that really shows your character. How can you bring more of this dignity thing into your life? Start with boundaries. Let people know what you're cool with and what you're not. It's perfectly okay to say no to stuff that doesn't align with your values. If your friend wants you to go out partying when you're trying to study for an exam, say, thanks, but I really need to focus on this right now. Easy, right? Also, don't forget kindness. Seeing the humanity in others, being empathetic, and treating everyone with respect. That's what builds real connections. When you know your worth, you radiate confidence. People pick up on that. They treat you better, and you treat them better too. It's a win-win cycle of respect and appreciation. It's a simple formula. Be you, love you, respect you, and everyone else will catch on. Self-worth. You're a rare gem. Don't forget it. Okay, let's get into self-worth. Yeah, I know it sounds like another cheesy pep talk. But trust me, this is different. Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control. Guess what? Your self-esteem is all you. It's not about online likes, friend requests, or your boss giving you a pat on the back. It's about knowing your value, plain and simple. So, next time you're feeling down, remember, you are in control of how you see yourself. That's worth a whole lot more than any social media validation. Picture this. You're a precious gemstone. Not everyone sees the value in rare gems. Some people might not even notice them, but that doesn't make the gem any less valuable. It's still precious, rare, and one of a kind. You are too. Your worth doesn't go down just because someone doesn't see it. Let's get real. We all face rejection sometimes. We all feel like we're not good enough, especially when it seems like everyone else is doing great. But here's the thing. Your worth isn't tied to what others think. It's about how you live your life. Are you kind? Are you honest? Are you proud of how you act? That's what really matters. Stoics are big on looking inside themselves. So, take a moment and think about what makes you special. Not just surface-level stuff, but deep down. Are you strong? Are you caring? Are you a good listener? Do you make killer cookies? All those things make you valuable. And here's a trick from the Stoics. When you feel down, don't beat yourself up. Instead, remember what makes you awesome. It's not about being cocky or arrogant. It's about knowing your own worth and reminding yourself of it. Marcus Aurelius, one of those Stoic guys, said, "You control your mind, not what happens around you." Boom! When it comes to relationships, knowing your worth is super important. It's not just about what others think of you. It's about how you see yourself every day. When you wake up, remind yourself that you're awesome. You don't need anyone else's approval. You're worthy of love and respect just because you're you. This journey to understanding yourself is all about realizing your true worth. It's a process, but every step gets you closer to knowing how amazing you are. You've got something amazing to bring to the table, and you should never ever settle for less than you deserve. Boundaries. Draw your lines in the sand. Setting boundaries? Sounds boring, right? Wrong. It's one of the most empowering things you can do. It's one thing to say you won't put up with something, but it's another to show it with your actions. If someone crosses a line, how you react shows your true boundaries. Are you standing up for yourself or letting things slide? It's not always easy, especially when emotions are involved. But remember, you control how you react. If someone disrespects your boundaries, you can step away, calmly address the issue, or whatever feels right for you. That shows you respect yourself and expect others to respect you too. It can change the whole game in your relationships. When people see you standing firm on your boundaries and sticking to your values, they start to get it. It's like you're sending out a message that says, "This is me, take it or leave it." And you know what? That's pretty powerful. And it's not just about the big stuff. Even the little, everyday things count. Mindfulness is more than just being in the moment. It's about really paying attention to what's going on inside you. It's about asking yourself if your actions match up with what you believe in. Are you staying true to yourself, even when it's hard? Being mindful helps us see when we're uncomfortable and when we're not. It lets us protect ourselves when we need to. It's in those small, everyday moments that we really see what we're made of. So, let's take a Stoic approach to setting boundaries. It's not about being rigid or strict. It's about knowing what's important to you and sticking to it. It's about being true to yourself, no matter what. When we live like this, people notice. They see us as people who know what we want and won't settle for less. It's like we're sending out a message that says, "This is me, take it or leave it." And you know what? That's pretty powerful. You're setting a precedent that tells others you respect yourself, and they should follow suit. Don't be afraid to cut someone off if they just can't respect your boundaries. Your peace is more important. Limiting access. Know your value. Don't give it away for free. Limiting access, I know it sounds a bit old-fashioned, even kind of manipulative, right? But trust me, there's a real principle in here, but it's important to not see this as playing games to manipulate others. It's about knowing your own worth and not giving it away too easily. Seriously, though, Stoicism teaches us about self-discipline and control. It's about knowing what's valuable and not giving it away for free. In a world where everything is instant, taking things slow can be a breath of fresh air. When it comes to relationships, it's okay to take your time. You don't have to share everything all at once. Leave a little mystery, a little anticipation. It's about finding that balance between being available and valuing your own time. And don't forget about emotional control. It's not about shutting down your feelings. It's about not letting just anyone affect you deeply. It's about keeping your inner calm, even when things get tough. So, remember, limiting access isn't about playing games or hurting others. It's about respecting yourself and your own worth. It's about setting a standard and making people earn your trust and affection. Limiting access isn't about playing games or manipulating situations to our advantage. Instead, it's an act of deep self-respect and staying true to our core values. It's about showing, through actions, not just words, that we value ourselves and expect others to do the same. This process involves being a bit more selective in our interactions, a bit more careful in our decisions, and a bit more balanced in how we express ourselves. It's about finding a delicate balance between being open and protecting our emotional well-being. By adopting this approach, we're following in the footsteps of the Stoics. Into today's dating world, it means living by our deepest principles and setting clear boundaries that reflect our dignity and self-esteem. Trust me, it makes a huge difference in how others perceive and treat us. Your time is valuable, so guard it carefully. Actions speak louder than words. Judge by what they do, not what they say. Focusing on actions, not words, is a key part of Stoicism. It's about judging people based on what they do, not just what they say. In a world full of charming words and empty promises, actions reveal the truth. We've all been in situations where someone says all the right things, but their actions don't match up. That's where our inner Stoic needs to step in. Stoicism teaches us not to be swayed by words or emotions, but to be rational and observant. When we focus on actions, we set a standard. We send a clear message that we're paying attention to what really matters. People around us realize they can't just talk their way into our lives. They have to show their worth through consistent actions. This shift in perspective empowers us to build more authentic relationships based on trust and respect. It allows us to make more informed decisions about who we let into our lives and who we walk away from. This boils down to not being naive. Words are cheap, and anyone can say them. It is only when a person follows up with actions that match those words that you can begin to trust that person. Even then, trust should be earned and not freely given out. In every relationship that you have, remember to be vigilant and aware of what people do and don't do. Detachment. Having the courage to walk away. In Stoicism, there's a concept called detachment. It's not about being cold or unfeeling. It's about understanding what we can control and making decisions based on that. One of the most powerful decisions we can make is whether to stay or leave a situation that isn't right for us. We've all been in relationships where, deep down, we know it's not what we deserve, but we stay anyway. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's hope that things will change. But Stoicism teaches us to have the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve us, to prioritize our own well-being above all else. Being prepared to walk away is a powerful act of self-respect and self-compassion. It means having the clarity and inner strength to recognize when a situation or relationship isn't right for us. It's important to understand that this doesn't have to be a dramatic process. It's about calmly realizing that we deserve better. It's about putting yourself first, which is always important. Facing the unknown can be scary. Uncertainty can make us feel uneasy. But this is where the wisdom of the Stoics comes in. They teach us to face challenges with courage and accept that life is always changing. Having the courage to let go of what no longer serves us creates space for new opportunities and growth. By walking away from what doesn't nourish us, we're saying yes to ourselves and to the possibilities that await us. It's not about clinging to comfort or familiarity out of fear. It's about honoring our emotional well-being and happiness. And by doing so, we are taking a step towards a brighter future. Being prepared to walk away doesn't mean being cold or distant towards others. It's about showing ourselves love and respect. It's about recognizing and upholding our boundaries and needs. Saying, "I deserve better," isn't a judgment of others. It's a reaffirmation of our own worth. In this process, we also learn to discern what truly matters to us in relationships, identify harmful patterns, and make decisions that align with our long-term well-being. Being prepared to walk away is an act of self-love and commitment to living authentically. Don't waste time on relationships that don't serve you. Saying no, a powerful act of self-respect. In Stoicism, there's a strong emphasis on personal integrity and the courage to stand up for our principles. This applies to our ability to say no in relationships. It's about knowing our values and not compromising them, even when it's hard. Imagine you're in a relationship and your partner suggests something that doesn't sit right with you. It could be moving too fast or compromising your values. Saying no might be tough, especially when you care about the person, but it's essential to respect yourself and your values. Saying no isn't just about self-respect. It's about showing that you value yourself enough not to settle for less. It might push some people away, but if saying no to something that goes against your values drives them away, maybe they weren't right for you anyway. This approach can shift the dynamics of a relationship. It shows that you respect yourself and your values. It's an act of authenticity and self-assertion, reminding us to stand firm in our convictions and act in accordance with our principles, just like the Stoics taught us. When we say no, we're honoring what we truly need and want, not just going along with what others expect. It's a way of taking care of ourselves and being true to who we are. By setting clear boundaries and being honest about our needs, we create healthier relationships where everyone feels valued and respected. So, it's important to remember that saying no is perfectly okay. It's a way of showing ourselves love and taking a step towards authentic and fulfilling relationships. When we embrace our ability to say no when necessary, we empower ourselves and live with honesty in all our interactions. Saying no can feel like a liberation, a way of asserting your own dignity and independence. It's about refusing to compromise your values or integrity just to please others or fit in. By exercising this power of no, you're shaping your relationships and protecting your sense of self. When you say no, respectfully and confidently, you're setting clear boundaries and promoting honest communication. This builds trust and respect, creating a strong foundation for healthy relationships. Saying no isn't just about boosting your own self-esteem. It's about fostering understanding and respect between both parties. It is necessary to protect what you value. Healthy skepticism. See things as they are, not just as you want them to be. Now let's talk about healthy skepticism. Stoicism teaches us to see things as they really are, not just as we want them to be. This mindset is valuable in love and relationships too. We've all encountered people who say all the right things, but do their actions match their words? Having a healthy dose of skepticism isn't about being negative or distrustful. It's about being cautious and mindful. It's like having a reality check, reminding us not to get swept away by romance too quickly. Instead, we take our time to observe, listen, and evaluate. Skepticism helps us balance our emotions with logic, so we can make decisions that are grounded in reality. It protects us from potential disappointments or harm by giving us space to understand the other person and their intentions more deeply. By maintaining a bit of skepticism, we ensure that we're making choices that align with our needs and values. We don't rush into situations blindly. We take the time to assess and understand. This way, we protect our hearts and build relationships based on authenticity and compatibility. It's not just about building walls around our heart. It's about being cautious and thoughtful when opening up to new connections. By being a bit skeptical, we can stay alert to our feelings while exploring new relationships with a clear mind and protected heart. Be aware of red flags, and don't be afraid to take a step back if something seems off. It's better to be safe than sorry. Accepting imperfections, finding beauty in vulnerability. Accepting imperfections is a big part of living the Stoic way. It's about embracing the ups and downs of life, accepting ourselves and others just as we are. Instead of chasing perfection, we value authenticity and find beauty in vulnerability and sincerity. When we accept imperfections with kindness and understanding, we create space for mutual growth and genuine connections. It's about building solid relationships based on acceptance, support, and understanding. Instead of trying to control everything, we learn to adapt and flow with life's changes. By practicing acceptance, we recognize that we're all human, with our own struggles and limitations. We show compassion for ourselves and others, understanding that we're all doing our best with what we have. By embracing reality and accepting things as they are, we find peace and fulfillment in our relationships. Love can flourish in an environment of mutual acceptance and respect. In summary, Stoicism teaches us to embrace reality and find beauty in every experience, including love. By practicing acceptance, understanding, and compassion, we cultivate deep and meaningful relationships rooted in genuine connection and mutual support. No one is perfect, so accepting that fact can save you from unrealistic expectations in your relationships. Focus instead on what truly matters. Letting go of the chase. Focus on what you can control. Now let's talk about the idea of not chasing. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't. When it comes to relationships, Chasing after someone who's pulling away only leads to frustration and emptiness. Instead of chasing after someone who is not fully committed, we need to have the courage to let go and make room for something better. It's like clearing out the clutter to make space for clarity and freshness in our lives. It's not easy to let go, but it's essential for our self-respect and peace of mind. When we stop chasing after others, we can focus on ourselves and our own growth. We attract people who appreciate us for who we are, and we send a signal that says, I value myself. Being stoic in our approach to relationships means respecting ourselves and focusing on what we can control. It's about finding inner peace instead of seeking validation from others. We have the power to choose how we react to the world around us, and that's where our strength lies. Remember, we're like builders of our own respect and protectors of our self-esteem. Let's embrace this power. Our actions, choices, and boundaries show the world how amazing we are. These are ways to show our value and see the worth in others. Courage isn't just words, it's what we do. By choosing not to chase after others, we break free from seeking validation from them. We realize our worth comes from within, not from others' opinions or actions. This takes bravery and knowing our own value, no matter how others treat us. By not chasing, we practice detachment, a skill that lets us accept reality as it is. It helps us go with the flow of life's ups and downs. By letting go of trying to control everything, we find inner peace and freedom. We respect ourselves and others by stepping back from situations that don't make us feel valued or happy. This creates space for healthier relationships, where both people can be themselves. Instead of suffocating our partner with expectations, we give them space to be authentic. This strengthens our bond and makes our relationship more balanced and harmonious. By not chasing, we honor everyone's journey and respect their pace of growth. Focus on your own journey and don't chase those who don't reciprocate your feelings. Unconditional love. Value people for who they are, flaws and all. Unconditional love is a big deal in Stoic philosophy. It's about valuing people for who they are, flaws and all, without expecting anything in return. We show this love by being there for others, listening to them, and supporting them, no matter what. It's about building strong relationships based on mutual respect and trust. Unconditional support isn't just for tough times. It's also about celebrating other successes. It's about sharing in their joy and strengthening our bonds even more. Forgiveness is also a big part of unconditional love. It's about letting go of hurt and resentment, recognizing that we're all human and make mistakes. In a nutshell, unconditional love means accepting ourselves and others, flaws and all, and being there for each other through thick and thin. It's about building deep connections based on respect, trust, and compassion. No strings attached, just pure love. We all mess up and face tough times in life. Forgiveness doesn't mean what someone did was okay, but it's about letting go of the bad feelings and moving forward with kindness. By forgiving and loving without conditions, we not only make our relationship stronger, but we also become better people. Choosing to forgive and love freely helps us let go of grudges and anger, making room for growth. Unconditional love means accepting others just as they are, with all their faults. It's about being kind and understanding, even when someone hurts us. Forgiveness helps us leave the past behind and find peace within ourselves. It's like closing a painful chapter and starting a new one filled with love and connection. In short, forgiving and loving unconditionally helps us build better relationships based on respect and growth. It lets us connect with others and ourselves on a deeper level, making our lives richer and more fulfilling. Don't make someone else the center of your world. You're in charge of your happiness. Now, let's talk about not making someone else the center of our world. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in someone else's life, forgetting about our own path. But remember, no one can hurt us without our permission. We're in charge of our own happiness and well-being. So, when facing tough times or criticism, remember this powerful idea. No one can hurt us without our consent. It's about staying true to ourselves and our values even in relationships. It means making sure our relationships reflect what's important to us, like honesty and respect. If something doesn't align with our values, we might need to make tough choices, like setting boundaries or ending a relationship. But staying true to our values helps us build strong, lasting connections based on trust and growth. Living by our values also helps us overcome challenges and conflicts in our relationships. It's about being consistent and genuine in how we act and treat others. When we live authentically, we inspire others to do the same, creating deeper understanding and growth together. When tough situations pop up in a relationship, our values can guide us to make good choices. Instead of giving into pressure or acting without thinking, we can use our values to solve problems in a respectful way. Living by our values not only makes us happier, but also makes our bond with our partner stronger. By building on honesty and respect, we create a relationship that lasts. Make sure that you and your values come first. Only then can you be a good partner. Virtue. Be the best version of yourself. Being virtuous in a romantic relationship means more than just being honest and loyal. It's about being the best version of ourselves in everything we do together. It means being real about who we are, both good and not so good. This creates trust and lets both people grow. Loyalty isn't just about staying faithful. It's about being there for each other, no matter what. It's about lending a hand when things get tough and being a shoulder to lean on. Compassion is another part of being virtuous. It's about understanding our partner's feelings and experiences and being there for them. In a relationship based on respect and virtue, there's trust and support. We value our partner as an individual and help them grow. We listen to their thoughts, work together on decisions, and show appreciation for what they do. It's not just about what you give. It's about who you are as a person. Let others invest in you. Recognize your own worth. Letting others invest in us means recognizing our own worth and uniqueness. It's not about seeking attention, but showing that we are valuable and enriching. When someone puts effort and care into our lives, it builds a deeper connection. We become more than just a passing fancy. We become someone truly appreciated. Allowing others to invest in us gives them a chance to make us a meaningful part of their lives. It's like a gem that becomes more valuable when polished, just like Alexander the Great valued Aristotle's teachings. Letting others invest in us can lead to a strong and lasting bond. The more that someone puts in, the more they value the relationship and you. In summary, these 11 principles help us build strong and meaningful relationships. Unconditional love helps us let go and find peace within ourselves. Living by our values strengthens our bond and encourages growth, and letting others invest in us creates a deeper connection that lasts. Letting others get close to us, understanding how special and valuable we are, builds trust and respect, making the journey together even richer. In a romantic relationship, being virtuous means more than just being honest and loyal. It's about growing together and being there for each other, making our bond strong and lasting. By following a Stoic way, we find balance, deal with problems calmly, and connect deeply with ourselves. This makes our relationships real, fulfilling, and full of meaning. These ideas don't just affect how we deal with others. They also give us the power to make ourselves happy and fulfilled. By using them every day, we can change not only our relationships, but also ourselves, making our lives richer and more satisfying. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Remember, real growth comes from looking at ourselves and working on these ideas every day. This leads us to a more genuine and meaningful life. As we end this journey together, I want to thank you for being here and listening. I hope what we talked about has given you new ideas and made you think differently about relationships. Relationships are always changing and teaching us new things. Remember to share in the comments if you're ready to use these ideas in your life. This will help us connect even more and show our commitment to growing together. I hope you take these important ideas with you and use them to make your relationships real and meaningful. Live every moment with purpose and joy. Thanks again for being here, and stay stoic.